Hi everyone. I wanted to come on and make a little video about presence. And I'm going to do after this a shorter video with a presencing practice, just as a way to have a practice around this topic. But right now I wanted to share with you an experience I had recently that reminded me of the power of presence and actually had me feel it deeper than ever before. So I want to just share with you what was happening in the context for this. I had been living, I'm currently still nomadic, and I had been living in Sisters, Oregon for about a month, staying at the home of some friends of mine while they traveled. And I had been, during this time, teaching yoga classes on Friday morning in this beautiful sunroom that my friends have at their home. And I was preparing to leave in a few days, so my husband had already left, and I had spent probably 36 hours cleaning and packing and prepping and getting ready and final things that I needed to do in town and this sort of thing. And so I was actually quite busy and went to bed exhausted and got up in the morning and just went right back at it. And so I went to teach this Friday morning at 8:30, and I had been up since 6 a.m. getting myself ready, getting the rest of the things loaded in the car so I could leave right after class. And the topic and the theme of these yoga classes this month is presence. And so we've been playing with this. How do you practice presence? How do you create presence in any given moment or in any given experience? And speaking from personal experience, I am really good at avoiding being present. Not by choice. I love it. I love being present for somebody when I'm listening to them, and I can actually do that quite well. But when it comes to being present for myself, I'm so good at avoiding that for my life as it is day to day. And this is when I realized how much I had been so busy that I didn't really know what I was feeling or experiencing inside. And I was leading the class, as I always start every either private session that I do with clients or yoga classes that I do online or in person. I always start with an orienting practice, which is simply slowly looking around the room, letting your eyes wander, sort of seeing what you might see. And it's a way, both it's a nervous system calming practice, and it's a way to really connect in with the present moment and your own surroundings. So it's very calming and soothing for the nervous system once you kind of get into this practice. And as I started to do this at the beginning of this class, leading the students through this practice, and I was doing it for myself as I was looking around the room and leading them, I suddenly find myself looking around this studio, this sunroom studio where I'd been teaching for a month, and this wave, and I mean wave of grief passed over me. I actually started to get tears in my eyes and started to feel this welling up of emotions coming through my tears. And I had no idea that I was sad, that I was that sad to be leaving. I had not allowed myself any opportunity to sit with what I would be experiencing as we made this transition back to the Seattle area. And so it actually hit me quite out of the blue. And I just sat and I just realized, wow, I'm feeling grief. So as I continued to just look around the room a little bit more and allow this grief to be present, no need to change it or do anything about it. It was beautiful. I was grateful to know and grateful for this information. So I continued to allow it to flow, the tears to flow, even though it made it harder to talk when I was teaching. And I allowed it to be. And as I settled, realizing and tapping into this grief, something even more incredible happened. This is where the real gift came. By allowing this to be there from my presence and holding of this grief, I suddenly felt this huge expansion in my heart. I can even tap into the feeling and the sensation of it now. Huge. My heart suddenly in being able to hold the grief and my capacity to be with that expanded everything in my heart, everything that it can hold. Yeah, and I'm actually feeling it again now, reconnecting with this increased capacity that came as the gift of me holding my own grief, of me being willing to allow it to come up, to feel, to express, to whatever it wanted and needed to be, to sit with that and be with that. My heart expanded. And on the flip side of grief is love. And I could feel the love expanding in my own heart. It was incredible. It was palpable. Provided the most beautiful teaching moment for myself and for the class who got to witness this. And I have since been able to feel and connect with this expanded heart that I now connect with regularly. It didn't shrink back. I've heard some quote, and I don't know who said it, the heart only ever expands. And so by me expanding and allowing the grief to be there, I felt my heart expand in love. And this is one huge, incredible gift of presence. So I offer that to you, to anyone who maybe struggles to get present or be present in your life, who so easily avoids sitting for a moment and taking in how you're feeling exactly right now, being present with exactly what you're feeling, even if it's not sure or you're not clear, allowing yourself the space and time to tap into that is so, so potent and so healing and so transformative. So I wanted to get on and share this now because it's just this was just last week, this happened for me, and it's such a potent imprint in my body and my heart and my system, and I wanted to share it while it was still so fresh. And again, I'm going to lead a practice now in a separate video that I'll share and post separately just as a presencing practice so that you can go to it any time that you're having trouble sitting on your own or that you're having trouble kind of bringing this into your life in your own way. It's always nice to have a guide and support for that. So that's the intention of my next video that I'll post shortly. And I want to just end this by sharing that I am offering this fall 2 group healing circles, different days of the week, and they're each limited to 6. And these will be potent for healing and transforming energy. And the reason I'm bringing them up and connecting with them with the topic of presence is that part of the practice will be me holding space for each person in the group, surrounded by and witnessed by a loving, supportive community, being present with what is exactly coming up for you in this moment that's ready to be healed. So it's a very accessible way to receive healing in this work, this energy healing work, and to also be a part of a group and do this in community, which just expands the potency of it and elevates all of our healing. And we'll each be practicing holding space for the group while somebody is in what I'm calling the love seat, where they get to actually receive dedicated support from me and energy healing and moving and transformation on a topic of your choice. So I hope you'll join me. There are some spots still left. We start at the end of the month, October 2022. And I look forward to hearing anything that you would like to share about presence and how you experience the power of presence in your life. All right. Have a great day.